Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon here with your AEW New Year's Smash Night 2 review on Wednesday, January 13th, 2020. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday out there, staying safe wherever you are. Let's talk about tonight's show. Tonight's show, really good show. Not everything was great, but top to bottom, I thought this was a very good show. New Year's Smash was an overall a huge success for AEW as we get back into the regular Dynamite shows next week. And then we have Beach Break on February 3rd. So the future is looking very bright for AEW. I'm excited for these next couple weeks leading into the AEW the Revolution pay-per-view, leading into that show. But we got some really good stuff tonight. I loved the main event, which we'll talk about last. But if you guys have not already, make sure you go check out my recap for NFL Wildcard Weekend last week. That was a huge success. Thank you to everyone who watched the preview, the predictions video, and the recap of Wildcard Weekend. That was a huge success for the channel. Let's do the same thing for the divisional round this weekend. Let's get started on this show tonight. We had Eddie Kingston versus Pac to open up the show tonight for Dynamite. Eddie Kingston coming out there with the Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny. Pac came out there with Rey Fenix and Penta, the Lucha Bros. Very good match. It's a very good match to open up the show. This was the right way to open up the show. A very hot way to open up the show, I guess you could say as well. Pac got the win clean. I was actually pretty surprised because I thought Eddie Kingston would win with Lance Archer, trying to help out Pac, but miscommunication, and which would lead to an Eddie Kingston victory. But Pac defeated Kingston clean with the Black Arrow, and that was that. After the match, Lance Archer came out and he got the Butcher and the Blade running away, and he went face to face with Pac. So I was actually a little bit surprised that Pac lost tonight, but it seems like we're heading for a Lance Archer versus Pac match at Beach Break, which I think that's going to be awesome. If that is happening at Beach Break, sign me up, because that's going to be a very, very, very good match. So that's a really good way to start off Dynamite tonight. Then we got Chuck Taylor versus Miro one-on-one, and the way it went out was the way exactly it should have been. Chuck Taylor got a couple moves in. He got about 2 or 3 moves in, but Miro ended up absolutely dominating Chuck Taylor for the final minutes of the match. Super kick, game over with the accolade, and Miro got the victory over Chuck Taylor. And now for 1 month, Chuck Taylor has to be Miro's, he has to be his butler. He has to do whatever Miro and Kip Sabian want him to do. That's what he's going to have to do. Orange Cassidy realized that he's not going to have Chuck Taylor with him for a while. He's with Miro. Trent's out with an injury. I think Orange Cassidy is going to do something to ruin the wedding between Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian on February 3rd, and that will lead to a match at Revolution between Miro and Orange Cassidy, which I would love to see that match happen. I think it will happen. So good stuff there. And then this was a great segment. We saw the Inner Circle New Year's resolutions. You had all the members of the Inner Circles, all the members of the Inner Circle out there giving their resolutions. Hager's first one, he was like, championships, yeah! And that was pretty funny. That made me laugh a little bit. But, so that was Hager's resolution. MJF was, he wanted a stronger bond with his brothers in the inner circle. Ortiz said something about his grandma and supers, whatever, which I thought was that was pretty funny. And then Chris Jericho's goal was for him and MJF to become the AEW Tag Team Championships. And that is where things started to get a little hostage. Santana got a little upset at that. Then Sammy Guevara called Chris Jericho a tag team slut, which was absolutely hilarious. I was laughing for a good minute. You got a tag team slut chant. But Santana, I liked where this was going. Santana was like, when you recruited me and Ortiz, we were the tag team of the Inner Circle. Proud and powerful. We were the tag team that you recruited. And now you want to take that away from us. And then Wardlow just said nothing. Wardlow was in the back. He said nothing. And this set up a 3-way Inner Circle Tag Team Challenge that is going to happen next week on Dynamite. It's going to be Chris Jericho and MJF against Santana and Ortiz and against Sammy and Hager, which they were making fun of as well. Chris Jericho's like Sammy and Hager, which that was pretty funny as well. So overall, this was a funny segment. I thought this was a great segment, and I really like what this is going with the Open Tag Team Challenge next week. I think this has to result in a Santana and Ortiz victory, in my opinion. These guys have to get the win, get themselves, some momentum on their hands, because they really should beat the tag team in the Inner Circle. They should be going for the tag team championships in 2021. But we will see what happens there. I really like the segment, and I'm looking forward to the Triple Threat Open Challenge, Inner Circle Tag Team Open Challenge next week. And then we saw the Elite 6-man tag team match with Varsity Blondes, Griff Garrison, and Brian Pillman Jr. teaming up with Danny Limelight against Kenny Omega. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks were in the back with Don Callis, and they did their whole Elite thing or whatnot. And Don Callis cuts this promo, and he says, here come the World Tag Team Champions and Kenny Omega's two best friends, and they get a Young Bucks chant, and Don Callis says, the Good Brothers. So then Gallows and Anderson came walking out, no theme music whatsoever. They came out walking through the crowd, and they teamed up with Kenny Omega in this match. I loved that. I absolutely loved that they did that. And then you could see a clip backstage with the Young Bucks and Tony Khan, and Matt Jackson's like, okay, alright. So, I think we know where this is heading. No, it wasn't much about the 6-man tag. The 6-man tag was good. I expected it to be a lot shorter than it was, though. That's my one complaint about the match, is that it should have been shorter than it was. But for what it was, Varsity Blondes, Limelight, they got their stuff in. Kenny Omega was selling for Danny Limelight, which was pretty damn good. So he's got to be very happy about himself. But the Good Brothers hit the Magic Killer on, I think it was Limelight for the win. And then afterwards, Jon Moxley comes out, and he starts brawling with Kenny Omega. The Good Brothers get in there. Then out came the Lucha Brothers. The Lucha Bros came out and attacked the Good Brothers. This led to a whole entire locker room brawl. The Young Bucks then came out and told Jon Moxley, think about what you're doing, John. You want to think about this. And then they were threatening to fight with Moxley. And then from behind, I don't know what that was, but from behind, the Lucha Bros gave Young Bucks a super kick to the face. So a lot of people were predicting on social media that we were going to see the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros. The Young Bucks versus the Good Brothers for the Tag Team Championships at Revolution. Now with the Lucha Bros getting into things, I think we're going to get a triple threat with the Good Brothers, the Lucha Bros, and the Young Bucks for the AEW Tag Team Championships at Revolution. Lord, if you told me at Full Gear that was going to be the Tag Team Championship match, I would have looked at you and I would have been like, huh? How? But here we are. It looks like the direction that they're going for the tag team title match. I loved the post-match brawl. It's leading into some exciting things, and we'll have to see what happens in the following weeks. Moxley and Omega is definitely confirmed for Revolution, and it's probably going to have a stipulation. I just don't see it being a normal one-on-one match, so we'll have to see what happens. And then we got the waiting room with Britt Baker and Rebel. And this is the first waiting room on Dynamite. And they had Cody Rhodes on the show. Cody Rhodes did not talk at all because he was interrupted by Jade Cargill. And she needs to work on her promos. Just like the way she comes off, in my opinion. She's not tense. She's not tense on her promos. She's soft. She speaks soft. Not soft, but she's speaking soft in my opinion, and I think her intensity's not there. But seems like we're gonna be getting an in-ring debut by Jade Cargill against Red Velvet whenever that happens. Pretty soon, I think. And we'll have to see how Jade is in the ring because her mic skills are not that good in my opinion. Obviously, I think people love her. She looks great. She's beautiful. And, if she's a really good wrestler and she improves herself on the microphone, she can be very popular, and she's going to go very far in AEW, in my opinion. So, the waiting room, we had a brawl with Jade Cargill and Red Velvet. The women broke it all up and stuff like that. And then we had a video package from Thunder Rosa from her home. She was actually supposed to face Britt Baker tonight. But Thunder Rosa came in close contact with someone of COVID-19, so they had to push the match back. Thunder Rosa cut a promo saying, don't worry, even though I wasn't be able to be here tonight, it will be me and you February 3rd at Beach Break. And then there's a video package up on the board that says Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. Beach Break, February 3rd. Britt Baker's like, she's all pissed off. She's like, Tony Khan told me I didn't have to do this and all that stuff. So, I thought the waiting room, it was good. I've seen better. I love it on Dark. I've been a big fan of it on AEW Dark. It just brings the personality and the charisma out from Britt Baker a lot. And that's what does her really good. So I'm hoping we see more of these waiting room segments on Dynamite in the future. But moving on here, we had FTR against the Jurassic Express. I knew this would be a good tag team match, but this match was much better than I actually expected it to be. It went longer than I expected it to be either. So, excuse me real quick. I had popcorn tonight, so I had a popcorn kernel. Sorry. I had a popcorn kernel stuck in my teeth and it was bothering me, so. But to continue, we had Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt against FTR tonight. This was actually a really good tag team match. Didn't really mean anything. We knew it was where it was going, but this match was much better than I expected it to be. Marco Stunt put on a hell of a performance. I like Marco Stunt. I know a lot of you guys watching this, not that big fans of Marco Stunt, not believing in him and so much. I think he's pretty good. And he's good for, taking beatings from big guys and, being the beatdown guy in the tag team. He sells his ass off. He's very good not very good, but he's pretty good in my opinion. And I think people need to respect Marco a little bit more than they do. But we all knew where this was going. FTR hit the Big Rig, which was their new finisher name, in honor of Brody Lee. So that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. And they got the win over Jurassic Express. I'm not sure where they go with this with FTR after this, but I'm not sure. Maybe they put them in the tag team match at Revolution, possibly with the Lucha Bros, Good Brothers, and Young Bucks. So we'll have to see what happens there. And then we saw Ty Conti again with Ty Conti with Anna Jay against Serena Deeb for the NWA Women's World Championship. This match was really, really good. The final hour of Dynamite matches were great. The main event, I will talk about that when we get there. I can't wait to talk about the main event. But this match was pretty good. It was a great showcase for Ty Conti, in my opinion. A great showcase from her, even though she got the loss against Serena Deeb. She's just very good. And say Britt Baker, they don't think that Britt Baker is ready for Shida at Revolution. We'll see how she does against Thunder Rosa at Beach Break. But say she's not ready. I think Serena Deeb versus Shida for the AEW Women's Championship, that's a good plan B. And if I'm AEW, obviously we want Britt Baker against Shida at Revolution. I think we are going to get that match. But say something happens and they feel like Britt Baker's not ready. Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shida, that's a good plan B. That could be a great AEW Women's World Championship match at Revolution if they needed a plan B. But this match was very good. If you haven't checked it out, go watch it. I would advise you to go check that out. And Ty Conti, along with Anna Jay, they're going to be both stars in AEW in the years to come. We had a couple match announcements for next week's Dynamite, as we have the Inner Circle Open Challenge with Santana Ortiz, Jericho and MJF, and Sammy and Hager. We know about that. We got Moxley in action. Nyla Rose versus Layla Hirsch. I know there's some other matches, but I can't. Adam Page, Silver Reynolds, and Cole Cabana, I think, against TH2 and Chaos Project for Brody Lee Jr.'s birthday. So I think that's all they got announced for next week. So we'll see what happens next week leading into the Beach Break show. But then we got the main event. This main event was really good. I was a little bit concerned with the time. The match started at 9:46, but at the end of it, I look back on it and I'm like, this is all the time they needed. This was excellent. This was an excellent main event for the TNT Championship. The match starts out with Darby Allin giving drop kicks to Brian Cage. He then gives him a dive outside to the ring. The second dive, Brian Cage catches him and he gives him a suplex. He gives him a suplex on the floor. Then back in the ring, Brian Cage takes Darby Allin up like this. This was the most insane spot of the match. He takes Darby up like this, throws Darby outside the ring through the table on the outside. That spot was insane. That was an absolutely insane spot. That was crazy. And then Cage was just messing with Darby. He was absolutely beating the shit out of Darby Allin for the last 7 minutes. But then this is where Darby came back. Brian Cage got a pair of... he got steel steps and he put it outside the ring apron. And he goes to suplex Darby. He goes to suplex Darby onto the stairs. Yeah, the stairs. Darby is biting Cage's fingers. Cage falls onto the steps, and then Darby hits a coffin drop. They go back into the ring. Darby's doing his moves. Slingshot DDT. Cage kicks out. Cage reverses it. He's got Darby on the top. Ricky Starks makes a distraction. And then Sting, the lights go out. Sting does not, his music does not play. He's standing behind Ricky Starks, and he jabs him in the throat with the baseball bat, hits him in the back with the baseball bat, and then Darby Allin hit a crucifix on Brian Cage and got the 1, 2, 3 to retain the TNT Championship against Brian Cage tonight. Excellent stuff. For the 12 minutes that this main event got, 12 to 13 minutes, this was an excellent main event in my opinion. Sting got physical for the first time in AEW, hitting a baseball bat over Ricky Starks. We'll have to see what happens because Team Taz has not been getting the upper hand in the last couple of weeks. So we're going to see Sting take his first beatdown in AEW, possibly next week. We'll have to see what happens with that, but excellent TNT Championship match tonight. Darby Allin retained the TNT Championship over Brian Cage to close the show, and it was a really good New Year's Smash Night 2 for AEW, but guys, I'm going to get out of here for tonight. Thank you for watching the review. If you have not already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. We're at 334 subscribers. We're going to get whole, fresh, new scenery soon on the Big Fight Field channel. I got a computer. I got a microphone. The microphone's going to hook up to the computer. And I'm going to start filming videos from my computer with the microphone here in front of me. And it'll be going right into the computer. So I'm very excited for that fresh, new, that fresh feel here on the channel. So that'll be coming very soon. Hopefully I could get that up by this weekend. I don't think I'll be able to get it up by tomorrow's video. But if I could get it up by the recap of the divisional round, I'm going to do it. So stay tuned for that. Comment down below your thoughts for tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite. Leave your comments down below. I will like your comment and I will get back to your comment as soon as I can. Hit that like button if you like what you heard from me in this video. Follow me on Twitter. at Conlon_Joseph. I think we're only about 120 followers away until 2,000 followers on my Twitter. So if you can get me, guys, if you can get me to 2,000 followers on Twitter, I'd very much appreciate that. And I'll see you tomorrow for the divisional round preview and predictions here on the channel. We got a lot to talk about, so it should be a very fun video tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Stay safe. Be good humans. Stay classy.